Hello there, how are you doing? Today I've got a very exciting video for you where I'm going to be showing you how I create my own pages at ClickTrainers for my online courses. So I use a software called Thrive Architect, and that's what I'm going to be showing you, because creating pages, just learning the skill to create your own pages on your website, which you'll be needing for your online courses. You need to have a sales page for your online course. You need to, let's say if you're doing a webinar to promote your course, you also need a page where your people will come and sign up for that webinar. So all these pages have to look very professional, because let's say if you're sending paid traffic to these pages, you don't want your incoming traffic to feel that this is not a very good looking page. So I'm going to be showing you this plugin called Thrive Architect, which just makes life very easy. And with the help of this, you'll be able to very quickly create professional looking website pages, even if you have no idea on how to code. Okay, so this will be done through WordPress. So this Thrive Architect is a WordPress plugin. So if you've done my course, Online Course Blueprint, where I teach you everything about online courses, in module number 2 here, we talk everything about websites, where I teach you how WordPress works and all. Obviously here, we're going to focus mainly on how Thrive Architect works. But basically, once you have, for example, this is the dashboard, WordPress dashboard of ClickTrainers itself. And you can see if I go over to plugins here, I already have Thrive Architect installed. Okay, so plugins are just like tools that you can, which help you to do something on your WordPress website. Okay, so Thrive Product Manager, you can see here, which is, and under that you can see Thrive Architect is also there. Okay, so how do we actually develop the pages using all this? Okay, so we're going to take an example. Now, for example, let's say this is, if you've done my webinars on online courses, you must have seen this page if you ever signed up for my webinar. By the way, we are having a webinar on this coming Sunday. That is Sunday, 27th September. Seats are getting filled up very fast. I just started advertising yesterday. So if you're interested, do join me on this coming Sunday, 3 to 6 p.m. If you are interested, I'm just not going to take too much time about this. You can just type ClickTrainers and webinar. Okay, so if you do that, it's just going to redirect you to this very page where you can finish your registration, and I'll see you on Sunday in that case. But anyway, I'm more interested right now. The reason I opened this page was I'm actually just going to show you. So this page, you can see that looks pretty professional. It has a countdown. People come. I'm advertising this page right now, like I told you, for my webinar. That's a good looking page. So this page has been made by Thrive Architect, and it's very, very easy. But let's say, just to show you an example, because I'm going to be developing a page in front of you. Let's say that I've done a few webinars using this page, and now I just want to refresh some things. So I want to change this landing page. I want to keep the content the same, but let's say I just want to give it a different look. So let's create a new page for my webinar using Thrive Architect, and you're going to see that it's going to be so easy. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my dashboard. I'm going to go to pages. Okay, and I'm going to click on add new. So I'm going to create a new page. And when you have Thrive Architect installed, you're going to see whenever you add a new page in WordPress, you're basically going to see this option which says launch with Thrive Architect. So I can give it a name. I can call it, let's say, online course webinar, new page. This won't be seen by your people. This is just so that you remember. Okay. And obviously later on, SEO, search engine optimization, and all these things come into play. Right now, we're not getting into that. So we're going to continue now. So once you've just given it any name, we're more interested in this. I'm going to click on launch Thrive Architect. Okay. And then we're going to start creating the page. Okay. So let's just drag this over here. So this is our page and a reference page. So let's say this has got old now and we want to just refresh things. So the moment I open, it's going to, Thrive Architect will tell me, do you want to build a normal page? That means you do most of the building, or you want to use a pre-built template or a landing page, which means that they've already designed things. You can just upload that and just change. So a professional design is already ready for you, and you just have to edit it and change it according to your own liking. Okay. So I want to select obviously this option, and you can see they have a lot of different templates. That's one of the best parts about Thrive Architect. Okay. So they have a lot of templates. You can see they have something called a smart landing page. These have some additional functions. They're technologically more advanced than the other types of pages. So they have 66 of them and they keep on adding these. But even the normal pages, they have over 203 templates. You literally are spoiled with choice. You can get a different kind of look for your online course page and do all these things. But okay, I'm going to stick to the smart pages. I really like the smart pages, the way they're designed. And also, let's say we want to go for this. I just want to move fast, so I'm just selecting anything. Let's say I like the look of this, something like bright red and all. And you can change all these colors also. So I'm going to select this, and within this theme is going to show me some different kind of pages. Okay. So you can see here a sales page. If I want to create a really long sales page, I can probably select this. But here you can see, within this red template, they also have webinar here, right? So most of the times they will have something for webinar. Even if they don't have, you can select any other thing and turn it into a webinar template. It's not a problem. But you can see here. So I'm looking for something like this, which has a video, a headline, and then we go down and there's a place to add some text, something like that. Okay, so I guess probably something like this. I think this looks fine. Okay, so I'm just going to select this and I'm just going to click on apply template. And you can see the best part about Thrive Architect is that whatever you see in front of your eyes is exactly what you get. Okay, so whatever changes that we're going to make, this is how the page is going to look. So right now it's a pretty small page. You can see this is pretty long, but we can add all these things. That's what I'm just going to quickly show you. Okay, so first of all, let's say I want to change my logo here. So it's very easy to edit all this because this all is going to be shown in the front end. So in order to edit anything, just click on it. And let's say in this case, like for example, I can just replace this image by going here. So under select a logo, I can click on this arrow here. And I can like select, let's say I already have my logo here. And you can see here, logo image changed successfully. And you can see. So right now, instead of that logo, ClickTrainers logo has come. I already had the white logo with me. Okay, here I can change the text. So I can, let's say I wanted this headline here, learn how to create and sell online courses. I can just copy this, paste it here. Okay. And ₹99 webinar. Okay. And then, for example, I want to change this video to, let's say, this video. So I'm just going to say copy video URL, click on this video here and change the URL here. Okay. And boom, we get the video also. And you can change all that. You don't have to stick. There's too many options on the left. I'm not going through all of them, obviously. And then let's say we had something like this, like a form here. So where I'll be collecting the, people will be signing up. So anytime you need to add something which is not on the page already, you can do it from this plus window. So I can search for, like say, for example, in this case, I can search for form. You can see lead generation form. And you'll get used to all this, You can select the type of lead gen form. Then later on, I can also connect this form with my email marketing software. Okay, so that when someone signs up, they automatically go inside my email marketing software like Aweber or ConvertKit. And all this I show in Online Course Blueprint. Okay, right now I'm mainly just concentrating on how Thrive itself works. Okay, so let's say I select this one. So you've got a nice form here. You can see where people will enter their name and email. Okay, and then I want something like about me kind of a section. So you can see we don't have that here. So what you can do is, I can click on block here, or I can even go here and click on block, but I'm going to do it from here. So, and then let's say, they have about blocks also. So they have a lot of different types of blocks and you just need to click and the block just comes, so you don't have to do too much work. For example, let's say I like maybe something like this. Okay, so here like this, like a about me page, obviously I'm going to change the name. I'm going to write about me. I'm going to change the image like this. You can see just replace image and maybe I can just use this image. Okay. And boom, and you can see I can about me. You can, we can always select different templates also, different blocks also. And then let's say we want to add a bullet list. So what you learn in this webinar. So that's also so easy. I just have to click on plus and they have a section for list content. Okay, so if I do that, I can select different templates here. Maybe I like, this, let's say. And so instead of this time, instead of the ticks, we have that. And I can just keep on copying it from here for each particular thing. Maybe give a different heading also. If I don't want the heading, I can remove the heading. If I want to increase the font of this, everything can be done from here. You can see here, and I can just replace even these. I can change these icons also if I don't like. Let's say I wanted the tick icon. So let's say I can say check. You can see it just creates. And the best part about Thrive Architect is you can do so many things. Like, let's say I like this, but I don't want to keep on doing this again and again for the rest of the points. I can just click on duplicate and boom. and then just change the text by copying and pasting, right? So everything is very, very convenient, okay? That's the best part, and looks good at the same time because they're already giving you ready-made things which are made by proper designers before. So you don't have to, worry too much about how things are going to look, and you don't have to do these things too manually, okay? Because a lot of us are not good at this, right? So let's continue now. So we've got our bullet points done. Then let's say I'm giving some free bonuses, bonus courses that I usually give during my webinars. So let's say I want something like this where I can have these 3 boxes where I can mention those bonus courses. Again, very, very easy to do in Thrive Architect. I can just go to block and maybe try something like, let's see. You can also go through all the blocks. You don't have to select the category. So you're looking for something which is like divided into 3 parts, or maybe something like that. So maybe try benefits and features. No. Product highlight, maybe. No. Sometimes you just have to kind of go through these things. Illustrated list, probably. No. Maybe I could have used this. Hero area. No. Okay, let me just go through all block types, and we'll probably find something like that. Okay, so something like this, like you can see here, even though this is for says thank you for signing up, but we can always change that, right? That's not a problem. So here I can say your bonus courses and change all those text. Okay, and change all this text, even though this was not meant for that, that doesn't matter. But I can change all this and have something like this, write the courses, bonus course 1, by replacing the text here. But basic thing is we've got the design, that's more important, okay? And then let's say a countdown, right? So countdown is also very easy to add. You can go here, you can type countdown. You can see we get a countdown, and we can even change like the look of this countdown. You want to have a simple countdown, or you want to have slightly bigger. I normally use this for my webinars, and you can even give a time. So when is your webinar taking place? According to that, you can just change the timing from here. Okay, so you can just enter the time and the date. So let's say my webinar is taking place on 27th, and this time zone is UTC. So it's not, so you'll have to do it according to the country that you're in. For example, I'm in India, so I just have to see what the difference is. I actually try to look whether in the back end can I change from UTC to IST, so that every time I don't have to do this calculation. Till now, I haven't been able to find that in Thrive. Okay, but that's not a big deal. It's just a 5.5 hour difference. Not tough to calculate, right? But point is, you can do it. Okay. And this countdown will start when your page goes active. Okay, then what do we have here? We have buttons like this, very easy to put in Thrive Architect. You can just click on button and boom, you can see here. So I can make this button bigger. Also, if I don't, if I feel the space is too less, I can always go into some. So there are a lot of things that you can do. I'm just showing you a brief, I can go to layout and position and give it more of a margin, okay? Or, let's say I can even put, I think they have something called a space also, or maybe a divider. Yeah, usually, yeah. Okay, so something like this. And who should attend this webinar? Again, you can go to those content blocks, select something like this. And then about me section, we've already actually added in the front that time. And let's say we want to add FAQ section. So again, just go to, let's say we can delete this. We don't need this. But after this button, let's say we want to add a FAQ section, and we can go to FAQ in the content block section, and maybe we can add something like this. And you can see here, you can just change the question here, change the answer here, and when someone clicks, it's going to look like this. Okay, so that's what I exactly use the same template for this. Okay, and then at the end, let's say we want a Facebook comments section. Suppose you were not seeing this, then what you can do is, you can just go here, you can type Facebook comments, and you can drag this also. So I always like to do that at the end so that people can ask me questions regarding this webinar, for example, because most of the time what happens is that I'm advertising this webinar from Facebook. People are watching this ad on Facebook and they're clicking on it and coming on the webinar page. So that means they're already logged into Facebook. So they can directly comment on that Facebook comments. And what happens with Facebook comments is that anytime they write that comment is actually sometimes shown, because that depends on the privacy setting also, but usually it will also be shown on their own home timeline, where you post your status updates. So their friends also see that they're discussing on this webinar page, and you might just end up getting more customers. Maybe I'll make a separate video on that. But basically, I like adding Facebook comments, thing here. And you can change, you can give a URL and all. So the URL will basically be the URL of your webinar page, okay? So for example, I'll just copy paste this is the URL for this particular page, the old page. So this is what I entered in the Facebook comments. This part here, we'll have to enter the new URL that we'll get for this particular page. You'll figure that out. That's not right. I'm just showing you how it works. So let's say we're kind of done with all this, and then I say, save and preview. So let's say at least we'll see how it looks. So you can see that this just literally took us a couple of minutes, and we got, you can see here, we got, obviously I've not changed the fonts properly and all that. That just takes a bit of time. That's okay. Still, if you see the overall design, keep your eye on that. Okay. Let's scroll down. You can see we've got a nice video. We've got some nice colors. We've got a nice form. We've got a nice modern looking about form, feature highlights. By the way, you can change all these colors in the background also very, very easily with few clicks. I'm just keeping a very plain color right now. And you can see here, we've got this nice bonus courses template also. We've got a nice countdown going here. Click here. Now you can have this, in the back end of this Thrive Architect, you can change the link. So someone clicks on it, they'll scroll back to this form. Okay. And they'll be able to register. You can do all that in Thrive Architect. And then you have a FAQ section at the end. People can ask you questions. Okay. So very, very easy to use. I'm like literally what I have shown you is probably just like 2 to 3% of Thrive Architect, just to show you in a fast way. Okay. Basically very, very easy to create your own pages of any kind, not just for webinars. Like later on, when it comes to creating your main course page, the sales page, that has to be very elaborate. And sometimes it can be very confusing when it comes to thinking about the design of that particular page. So in those instances, something like the pre-templates that Thrive also has these pre-designed templates, long templates for long pages like sales pages for your main courses and all. And you just click and boom, everything is almost done for you. You don't have to really think too much. You just change the text and the images and you're almost done. So it's a great software. I'm the kind of guy, I don't like to recommend too many softwares and things, but I was so impressed with Thrive Architect. I took a lot of time before buying this software. I researched a lot about it, and ultimately I was very, very happy. Some other things that you can do, with Thrive Architect. So let's say anytime you want to go back, you can click on this button which says Edit with Thrive Architect. So it'll take you back to the editing part. It has a lot of advanced features which I really like. For example, you can, just by one of the very important things these days is obviously that most of your people will be actually watching your page on mobiles, okay, because most of the people are browsing internet from your mobiles. Okay, so you also you can just click on this button here, for example, and it'll show you how this page will look on a cell phone, And the best part about Thrive Architect, just like even other builders also, is that whatever you do on your desktop, it automatically is mobile responsive. That means, all this change of shapes according to the cell phone size and all this happens on its own. So it's not, you're not going to have a bad looking page which is not mobile responsive or not designed for mobile. You don't have to do this separately. It's there. The moment you're making on your desktop, it automatically optimizes for your mobile also. You can see here. So nothing is going out of the screen. And what I also like to do is, obviously this is their preview. I also like to send the link. Once I've done designing the page, I like to send the link to myself and see it on my actual phone, how it looks like. Until now, I've never had a problem with that. Okay, so it's a great tool, mobile responsive. If someone is using a tab also, you can see it looks pretty good. And ultimately on the desktop, it looks good. Okay, and there are a lot of advanced options. You even have things like if you don't want certain things to show on the phone, you have the options on these left things. Those are slightly advanced, how to do that. But basically, you can hide something on mobiles, but it will be shown on desktop, or vice versa. You can hide something on a desktop, but it will be shown on the mobile. All these things are very, very easily done with Thrive Architect. Okay, so it's a great software. I'm using this for ClickTrainers right now, and I've given you the link to this page, which can be found in the description of this video, and which will direct you to this page, which is the landing page for Thrive Architect. It's a huge page. They've literally told you everything, but the important thing is down here, which is the price. Okay, so what is a single license? Single license means you spend $67 and you get to install Thrive Architect on one website only. Okay, so I took up this option, $67, because I only needed it for ClickTrainers. For my other business online course, if you've been following me, Creative Pad Media, where I sell photography and videography courses, I use a different builder. Okay, but that's not such a good page builder. Thrive Architect is way better. That one, it just involves too much of manual work. But since I've been good with WordPress, I've been using WordPress for quite some time, I'm okay with that. Because otherwise, if I wanted for Creative Pad Media, I would have had to go for this. So, additional $30 expense. But this gives you 5 websites leeway. They also have something called as Thrive membership, which is if you pay $19 a month, then not only do you get access to Thrive Architect, but this company, this Thrive company, it's a great company, they have a lot of different products for websites, okay? Like lead generation forms, they have themes, they have what you call as these pop-up boxes, quiz boxes and quiz softwares. Basically, they have, I think, 14, 15, or maybe even more different types of plugins and softwares to have different functionalities, advanced functionalities on your website. And if you're ready to pay $19 a month every month, then you get access to, I think, all the products, okay? But if you have to just buy one, then it's a one-time fee of, for example, in Architect, is $67. So this is what I took because I really did not need the other things, and this is just a one-time payment, which brings me to a very important point. Now that you've seen how this software looks, I'm sure you're impressed by it. I was very impressed by it. It's probably one of the best expenditures I have made in purchasing a software, and I've been in this industry for quite some time. Okay, so I just want to talk a bit about it because I really feel it's my duty to share this amazing software, okay? So it's called Thrive Architect. Obviously now, Thrive Architect has a few competitors, which are Elementor Pro. So if you've done online course Blueprint, my main course, in module 2, where I'm teaching you how to create a website from scratch, in these parts, like where we create a home page and where we create a landing page, and I'm showing you how to do all that, I actually don't show you Thrive Architect. I actually show you Elementor. Why? Because Elementor is free. And in online course Blueprint, I've created this course in such a way that I don't want you to immediately spend, or there are some people who don't want to spend at all. So I wanted to show a free option before showing Thrive Architect. Okay, so here I've used Elementor. So Elementor is actually this company here, Elementor, and they also have a software called Elementor Pro. So they have a free plugin, which I've shown in online course Blueprint, but they also have a paid plugin, which gives you more features, something like Thrive Architect. And this is for $49 an year. Again, it's pretty cheap, but it's not one time. Like, you have to pay again, okay? But otherwise, I would probably say that this is the most popular competitor of Thrive themes, okay? It's like Ronaldo, Messi kind of a debate. They both, always you'll find Thrive versus Elementor, people debating about them. So I chose Thrive because it was a one-time fee as opposed to paying again and again, though this is pretty cheap, to be frank. Okay, it's $49 per year. And I've heard some very good things about Elementor. Okay, I've used their free plugin sometimes, which also does a decent job. And then you have OptimizePress. So OptimizePress is, again, I'm not sure how much is their pricing right now. Again, this is again a page builder software, so it's like $199 a year, slightly more expensive. I actually used OptimizePress. Was one of the first companies to actually do this in a very popular way. I remember buying OptimizePress for around $37 in 2013, if I'm not wrong, or maybe 2012, when I was very new to this industry. And OptimizePress was very popular that time because it was one of the very few page builders that time, by which you could build these sales pages. And I remember there was a lot of craze behind it. I used the paid version of this. At that time, it was great. I think this company did not really evolve very well, okay? I don't know how they do right now. I tried to research about them. Again, the problem is it's a recurring cost, okay? And they get mixed reviews. Some people say they're good. I did check out some of their templates, like the pre-templates like I showed you with Thrive Architect, and they were pretty good. There's no doubt about that, okay? But I haven't used their paid version. Then you have a very popular company called ClickFunnels. Now, I have a lot of competitors, a lot of other mentors who teach people how to make online courses, how to create online courses, and how to sell them, just like I do with online course Blueprint. Now, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not trying to be arrogant or boast about myself and criticize my competitors. But one thing which I don't like, which my competitors and a lot of competitors do, I won't take any names, is that they always tell their students straight away to buy ClickFunnels. Now, ClickFunnels is a great software. Don't get me wrong. It does a lot of things together. For example, it'll allow you to have your own website. You won't have to have a separate hosting and all these things. And it's also a page builder. It's also a funnel builder. So they'll give you ideas and make funnels for you. Like what happens when your customer buys your online course and they go there and all these things. I don't want to get into that right now, but basically they are also competitors for Thrive Architect. But the thing is, because they do all these other things also along with page building, the cost is very, very high. Okay. So, I think, let me just check the pricing here, but let me just see. Okay, so I can't really, not able to find the pricing, but let me just go to Google. I think it's $97, a month. Basically, it's very expensive. That is the thing. So if you go to ClickFunnels pricing, you can see here. So $97 a month, that too also with the basic starter plan, okay? And most of these online course mentors will tell their students to straight away go for this software because it just makes their life very easy. But for me, the question is, $97 a month is a lot of cost. Okay, if it was a one-time fee, obviously no problem. Even if they gave it for $297 one-time fee, I'll understand. But to pay this monthly, to have this overhead, especially if you're telling a beginner online course student of yours to go into to invest this much, I don't think that's very fair on a beginner student. Okay, like for me, when I was starting out in 2012, 2013, there was no way that I would be able to afford $97 a month that time. So, so sometimes I don't understand why these mentors, because a lot of them do. A lot of them tell their students to straight away go for ClickFunnels. I know it's a good software, but the cost is too much. It's too high. It's a fixed expense. It's going to stay on your head. It's a proper overhead. And I would never tell my student. It'll be very unfair on my student. Just so that it becomes easy for me to explain everything, just tell them to buy ClickFunnels. No, it should not be the case. I don't mind telling my students, take a slightly tougher approach, make your website on your own, go for a cheaper page builder, but don't have that unnecessary headache of $97 a month. Okay, that's my approach. Okay, so I think it's very unfair on especially beginner students. If you tell it to an advanced student who has the money, no problem. But a lot of these mentors tell their absolute amateur students to go for ClickFunnels. So I will not advise you to do that. Okay. Then there's something called as Beaver Builder also. I'm not going to show you that. It's also one of recurring expense page builder. So, so if you go here, what are the advantages of Thrive Architect? Okay. One of the major advantages is that it's a one-time fee. This is the biggest advantage. You saw all the other competitors, they all are recurring, right? Thrive Architect, like I showed you, is a one-time buy. So once you have paid these $67, this is off your head. Now, when I was researching this, what was the most obvious thing that was going in my mind? The most obvious thing that was going in my mind, and the reason I did not take this decision very fast was because I was thinking everyone else of their competitors are giving this at a recurring fee. Why is this company alone giving it at a one-time cost? Okay, that means, is there something wrong with this company? That's how usually we think, right? If there's an outlier. But then I researched a lot and everyone just said, no, their quality is very good, yet they give it for one-time fee. Then my next thought process was, if this is happening, probably the downside can be their support, right? Because if someone has bought a one-time product, a one-time fee product, maybe the support won't be very good because support is something that is recurring, right? But till now, I've interacted with their support team 2-3 times when I've had some minor issues with Thrive Architect, and they have immediately responded and solved my queries. So their support is also good. So I have no idea how these people are giving this wonderful and amazing plugin or this software for a one-time fee, because it requires maintenance. Because if not maintenance, at least it requires support, which is ongoing, but I don't know, they found a way. So what I have thought is, my conclusion is this, because I always feel there's always a catch in business. Okay. And for me, I'm not saying anything wrong against this company because I love Thrive myself, but I'm just saying why they're doing it. What my thinking is that they are hoping that you like Thrive Architect so much that you go for another product of theirs, which is, and they all are priced like this, $67, $97, and then you go for another product of theirs, okay? And at some point you say, listen, I'm spending $67, $70 every time I'm buying a Thrive product. Why don't I just go for the Thrive membership, which gives me access to all the products, and that is what is recurring, okay? So this is what I feel Thrive is trying to do, that it's good for us. They're not doing anything wrong. It's actually a very good way to market their membership, their recurring membership, that they impress you so much that you end up going for $19 a month. And you won't believe this. I've actually thought a lot about this since I've started using Thrive Architect, because now sometimes these thoughts just keep passing in my mind that how good their other softwares must be if Thrive Architect is so good. So sometimes I've even thought of taking this $19 per month. But if I do take, definitely I'll be making a video for that. This is only on Thrive Architect. So just wanted to show you all this. I hope you're impressed by this. I know this is a long video, but sometimes, because I researched a lot about this software, I can tell you straight away, if you're planning to buy this, you 100% won't be disappointed with Thrive Architect. And it's a great way to quickly build professional pages, which is very, very important these days. So I hope that you like this video and the other things that I showed you. See you in another video. Bye for now.